coaches and entrepreneurs, how do you charge for your services? Here's 4 ways that you can come up with psychological reasons or a mindset so that you can charge properly for your services. The first one is understanding your value and time as an individual. So if you're a mom or a dad, I love working with moms and dads because it's easier. If the business or the service that you're providing takes away time from your children and your family, what do you value that as? Do you value that at $60 an hour, $1,000 for a session? You kind of get the understanding. But if you can put the value of what it's taking away from your life, and if you're not a parent, you can actually, like me, I'm unmarried, I'm not a parent, I don't have that. But what I do have is a life. So when I'm working, if I have a potential client and I'm pricing my services, one of the thoughts that I have is I have 5 girls that I mentor. This is taking time away from them, and I love working with them. They're not paying me, but it's a relationship. I have friends that call me, and when I say I can't talk right now, I'm busy, I'm working, what do I price that value at? If my 14-year-old sister calls me and she wants to pester me because she wants to bond, and she's 14, that's how we connect. This is taking time away from the time I could be on the phone with her or visiting her. What do I value that as? So you really want to value your life, assess it, and be like, what is my time valued at? That's one of the first. The second, which is probably the most important, is once you have your ideal client avatar, you can understand what your ideal client's pain points are, meaning what are they up at 3 o'clock in the morning thinking of? I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning thinking, damn, I have that new program. I have 3 signups. I need 2 more to execute my goal. I did go back to sleep, but that's what I woke up from. And I have a program that I signed up for that addresses that specific pain point. And I see the value of that program because it's going to give me the solution to that pain point that's keeping me up at night. So what do your potential clients value that at? I can tell you I paid $1,000 for someone to show me how to generate leads online. I know someone else that paid $10,000, but they got even more training program and made more than I did in 6 months. So then I signed up for their program too. Number 3 is the investment that you made to get to where you are now. When I first started in mindset stuff, I was working in the therapeutic services and I did a lot of bartering with my marketing agency. So I had about $500,000 worth of psychological work done on me, whether that was therapeutic, hypnotherapy, neurofeedback, you name it, I had it. And over the course of 10 years, the things that I did there helped and taught me how I'm able to help people with mindset now. Now, I got coaches afterwards that catapulted that even more. So the value that I bring just in mindset alone is worth roughly about $600,000. Am I charging that? No, obviously not. But when I was only doing mindset work, I was able to charge easily $1,000 for a session because I knew that when they did that session with me, I'm going to come up with, I'm not only just going to understand and assess what the issue is, I'm going to be able to assess what the target issue is to make you this way or feel this way. And I'm going to come up with a solution so that in 6 practical days, you'll be able to completely switch that perception that you had. Meaning you'll have a meeting with me, you'll walk away with clarity, understanding what to do and solution, and you'll feel better. So to me, that was easily worth $1,000. What I paid for in regards to almost $600,000, I'm giving to someone for $1,000 and they're getting the solution. So you really have to hone in on delivery. If your delivery is not there, or if you feel iffy about your delivery, you're not going to be able to sell because you don't know if you can deliver or not. It's like, it just doesn't come off authentic and real, and you definitely can't stand in your power of authority as an expert in your field. So you want to take a look at your investment. In regards to marketing, I'll give you another example really quick. In regards to marketing, I have a background in marketing. I've been doing it since I was 15 for multiple different companies. Then I started my agency. I did red carpet events. I worked with influencers. I'm from LA, so I got the practice of standing in character and being an authority. There's a bunch of tools. So I know that when I work with someone, whether it's on branding, marketing, or sales, they're going to come out the other end actually making the freaking sales, not just, oh, you got 20 leads this month. What happened? No, I'm going to help make sure you go past that finish line. And that is the value. So the investment that I needed for that was more than a decade. And I'm not even including all the seminars, the weekends I gave up, the money that I invested, the tutoring lessons, the signups. I'm not even bringing that up right. Well, now I am. But that's what I'm thinking of when I'm charging someone for marketing, branding, and sales. So now I combine both of those and it's like, wow, the value is really there. I remember that investment. So it's not just the monetary investment, it's the sacrifice of weekends, time with family. All of that was an investment. What is that worth to you? Before it was called coaching, it was called consulting. And the reason this is important to understand is because the reason you got a consultant was so that you could get from point A to point B faster. Meaning, as a business owner, whatever your business is, if you open it up, you put your mind to it, you're like, this is what I'm doing, this is a service I'm providing, I'm doing it, regardless of what anybody tells you, eventually it's going to manifest. A coach or a consultant is hired to speed that process along. Meaning, a good example of this is I could have easily stayed on business and learned how to sell on my own, watched YouTube videos, read the books that I had, practice them, implement them, and eventually get to a place where I could be great at sales. I could learn things along the way. But that might have taken me about 2, maybe 3 years to really hone in on. With several coaches that I got, I sped through there. I learned that I wasn't a good communicator. I thought I was. I definitely was not a good listener. And I was so concerned with giving people information and showing my value that I didn't ask them what their pain points were. I wasn't connecting with them and breathing and giving them that safe space. If you notice now, my energy and like my entire being has calmed down as I'm talking about this, because that's now how I am. But I was only able to access that in about 3 months because I hired 2 different coaches in sales. One was a speaker that helps on selling from the stage, and the other was a coach that helped me learn sales, and she trained people in international and business development from a corporate level. So with both of those, I was able to really hone in on my skill, really understand within 3 months what I was doing wrong, what I could do better, and it catapulted my business. But I saw the value and they got me there faster. So these are the 4 ways that you can charge for your services and understand the value so that you don't feel inauthentic and you feel real, like, oh, of course you want to pay me for this. $5,000 for the year, that's a freaking steal. That's how I feel about it now. That's one of the programs that I have is $5,000 for the year. That's your buy-in, and you get everything that you would need to grow your business, and you get coaching with me in a group level. Now that I see my value on the 4 ways that I've explained it to you, I have no problem telling people this. So again, my name is Anna. I am your success coach, and I help coaches grow their business and double their revenue in 2 years or less. If you'd like to know more, you know the deal. Click the link in the bio, and in the meantime, like, share, and subscribe for more tidbits like this. JK bonus round. You want to understand that regardless of whatever service it is that you're providing, creating that ideal client avatar will also give you the pointers that you need in understanding how to attract that ideal client. So you might be attracting people that make $100,000 a year, and a pricing package for them of $2,000 for them to get their mindset right would be, it makes sense. They're like, yeah, I can afford that, I can do that, but that's your target demographic. That's who you're trying to attract. If you're trying to attract someone that's a high-level executive that, let's say, makes like $300,000 a year, then your price point is a little higher, meaning you could probably charge, so $6,000 for them is going to be like, yeah, no brainer. You're welcome.